Thank you, Mr. President. Well, a lot has been said here tonight. In fact, you might think there's nothing to be said that hasn't been said yet. But you might recall, some of you who are here, when the former Senator Rubley sat right in that number 1 Senate desk. And that is exactly what he would say. He would say, well, a lot has been said, but it hasn't been said by everyone yet. And due to the lateness of the hour, though, I will keep my comments rather short. The main point is that Minnesotans deserve to live and work and play and go to school in safe communities. But this bill that we have before us tonight does not deliver. I'm going to just mention 3 things. Number 1, a green vote on this bill makes it easier to get out of prison early. And it makes thousands of criminals convicted of serious and even violent crimes like taking an axe and murdering your family. These are now eligible for release in this legislation if you vote green on this tonight. But at the same time, this bill does not address prosecutors and judges who waive current mandatory minimum penalties for criminals who commit violent offenses with a firearm. Yes, you heard me right, members. This bill is making it easier to get out of prison and harder to lock up criminals. Secondly, this legislation fails to adequately support law enforcement. Our state should prioritize support for the recruitment, retention of law enforcement officers, those people that we rely on to keep our communities safe, those people that we know will take a bullet to protect us. Yet this legislation fails to do so. Instead, this legislation eliminates new funding for first responder mental health. It eliminates new funding for body cameras. And I can't even believe this, but it eliminates new funding for school safety center personnel, something we have worked so hard for. And then thirdly, members, this legislation makes it harder for housing providers to ensure safe homes. The bill makes a number of changes that makes it harder for landlords, but that's not the most worrisome thing. Is not that. It's that this legislation makes it more difficult to evict tenants who may be involved in drug activity. So in closing, the public safety bill denies justice. It denies justice to the victims of crime, and it makes our communities less safe. It does not address rising crime, and it does not support law enforcement. My constituents deserve, and they want to know, that when they dial 911, that they are going to receive support, that they are going to have law enforcement or public safety or our emergency responders there. And they also want to know that prosecutors will prosecute sentences to the fullest extent of the law. And they also want to know that the Department of Corrections will lock up criminals and stop them from re-offending and victimizing more people. This bill does not deliver on those promises. And that is why I'm voting red. And those of you who know me know that I've been very involved in the reentry community. And we want to help people reenter safely and successfully into our communities. But this bill does not do it. It presents too many risks, and I encourage a red vote.